won't back down.
Once again, your turn, hashtag Undisputed Live. Here we go. First tweet from Mr. Barry. Micah and Debo going back and forth on social media. Jim Carrey. I don't think there's any laughing matter, but
Jim Carrey was good.
He was good. The second tweet is from Polo Bell. This is about Jair Alexander. I'm the captain now.
I remember that.
I am the captain.
Captain Phillips, a good movie. Very good movie. And finally, tweet number 3 aimed at me. Swifties assemble. I think they're going to come down on me, and I say bring them on.
But wait, what is he talking about? The Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Or the
Well, he
Andre
said,
Swift?
but Skip had been saying the entire time.
I know.
He's been saying the entire time she's going to destroy the team.
I didn't say destroy, but I just said distraction.
Okay,
now you're trying to get me destroyed. I ain't afraid of no Swifties. Bring them on. Okay.
Swiftie.
Here we go. Josh Allen's rise reminds Bill Belichick of another AFC East quarterback who flipped a switch in his third NFL season, according to Belichick, to become one of the league's best quarterbacks, this guy named Brady. So Belichick said it's kind of like Brady. Once Brady got to a certain point there in 2003, that's pretty much what he was the rest of his career. Wasn't like that in 02, wasn't like that in 01, certainly wasn't like it in 2000. But once he got to a certain point there, about the midseason of the 03 season, and then in the playoffs, and from then on, his level of performance and play and consistency was at the very top of the league. Josh Allen obviously has a different style of play, but once those quarterbacks get to that point, they're able to sustain it. Sometimes you don't know what the growth pattern's going to be. So, Keyshawn, do you like or have a problem with this comparison?
No, I don't have. I mean, they're not. Obviously, they played two different styles, and as I tried to tell you all along,
wrongly.
How? This is the case. You got to think about the guy who's coaching him is saying this, not a guy sitting across from you. I tried to tell you, when you look at Tom Brady early in his career, he was number 12. Don't look at the end of his career and everything in between.
Did you watch the Tuck Rule game? It was sensational in the second half. He was as clutch in the snow as you've ever seen.
Skip, I was at that game. We had lost the
I was too. I was there. I told you I was there in the press box.
In the end, Belichick is right. When you get to a certain point in your career, you either going to take off or not. As I've always told you, your first year, you just want to find the stadium, man. Your second year, you start to show some stuff. Your third year, you need to be at another level your third and fourth year.
Okay.
All he's doing is saying that Josh Allen is at that point in his career where he's already starting to take off, and this is what he's going to be.
Really?
He's not going to change. He's going to only get better. That's all he's saying.
Josh Allen's in his 6th year.
Right.
Yeah, he's 4-4 in the postseason.
He's just not talking
Hasn't
about,
sniffed a Super Bowl.
But his ability as a player, don't look at the team overall record. We're just talking about this individual player.
Okay.
We're just talking about we're not talking about Super Bowls. We're talking about player, his style, the things that he brings.
The journey wasn't similar. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
The journey on the field is not similar. Like you said.
No, his growth.
His growth ain't similar.
How not?
What year is he in against?
6th.
What were they
He's
doing?
talking about after his third year when they got Stephon Diggs.
But in his 6th year, his own teammates were telling him, think. How in any way is that
Did you hear anything that's
near
read about what Belichick said?
Yes.
He's talking about after his third year.
That he was a savant of the game and he understood it, and now he's tacked into who he is. But his own teammates are saying, you need to think more. You need to think more. It doesn't make sense. But when I look at Josh Allen, he has a body like a god playing quarterback. When I look at Tom Brady, I say, oh, God, you sure he plays quarterback?
About his body.
There's a difference. There's no similar style. There is nothing that you can compare Josh Allen to Tom Brady with. There is nothing. I looked, I searched, I tried to make Belichick right. I'm sorry, I didn't see one thing that I can say accomplished.
And by the way,
nothing the man said.
Nothing.
Sean,
I understand exactly what he said.
Buffalo's win of the year came against the Dallas Cowboys when they ran for 266 yards and Josh Allen completed 7 passes.
That's not what they said.
7 passes.
No, that's not what he's saying.
Josh Allen was running the ball early in his career. He was running like I don't know what. He had thousands of yards. Tom hardly had -2 yards in the early. There's no comparison here. There's no comparison. I was trying to see.
I'd say that I understand what Bill is saying.
Okay, I don't. I think he's diminishing Tom Brady by trying to uplift Josh Allen. That's what he's trying to do because he's jealous of him.
That's interesting. I never thought that perspective.
Go ahead, Skip.
Tom gets the credit because he went to Tampa and he won a Super Bowl and everybody said it must have been Tom. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. In Tom's 3rd season in this league, in a shootout of a Super Bowl, he was the MVP throwing for 354 yards and 3 touchdowns against Carolina.
This up for people.
Come on. What are we talking about? Josh Allen hasn't sniffed a Super Bowl. In Tom's 4th year, he should have been the MVP against Philadelphia in the Super Bowl.
The same type of teams Tom had, man. He
was it, man.
No, he's had better talent.
Even
early in his career, Tom's teams.
Okay, his first year starting, I know that it was a defensive masterpiece against the St. Louis Rams in that first Super Bowl. But when it was time, late in the game, Tom completed 5 straight passes down the stretch to set up the walk-off field goal. You got to give him clutch credit.
No one is saying that he wasn't clutch. That's not what Bill said. Y'all are not listening. You read the statement. So you should clearly understand what the man is saying.
It doesn't compare. It's a bad analogy.
It's a bad analogy.
It's an analogy.
I don't think it is because it's about growth.
There is no comparative analysis.
After his 3rd year, after his 3rd year, Tom Brady took off. If you look at Josh Allen's first couple years, he was just a guy. Then his 3rd year, he got Stephon Diggs. And he's kind of taken off every year at the start of the season. They're talking about MVP. Yes, he throws the ball to the other team.
He's a turnover machine. I just
said yes. Yes. Yeah, he took off when he got Stephon Diggs. Took off.
I was talking about Tom Brady took off after his 3rd year.
That's what I said. That's what Bill is saying. Bill is saying Tom Brady,
I'm not saying
in the middle of his 3rd year, he took off, and that was Tom Brady for the rest of his career.
He'd already taken off.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't taking his 3rd year. Tom Brady had already taken off.
If you go and you ask the guys that played with Tom early in his career.
I work with Willie. I know.
They gonna say, you know what they're gonna say?
Keyshawn, I got to interrupt because we got to talk about this because it pertains to you.
What I do now?
Has UNC found the next Caleb Williams?
Oh, okay. All right. I thought I did something. You know, Skip always put me in a headlock.